of the gasoline station owners we talked with today all agree that the fuel shortage is worsening. Many stations are being limited to half of their usual supply of gasoline. Some have temporarily run out of unleaded and supreme gas, and most have had to reduce their business hours. The short supplies are taking big bites out of gas station profits.
It's cut it down considerably. We had to close down our self-serve island, plus we had to lay off 2 employees. So now we're, in the beginning it was 72,000, now we're down to about 39,000.
That's 33,000 fewer gallons of gasoline that Sullivan can sell each month.
If this lasts, if this shortage continues another 6 months, 7 months, you gonna be able to stay in business?
It's hard to say. You know, this drives the gas drives the customers into beige, you know, for repair work. So, you know, if it cuts it down that much, we're going to be in trouble.
But gasoline station owners aren't the only ones who are losing money during this fuel shortage. Many small diesel operators are completely out of fuel. And major truck stops like this one have been rationing diesel for over a month.
Well, it's short right now. 50 gallons to a truck, 25 gallons off highway, 5 gallons to a car. We're on a 70% allotment of this time last year.
The shrinking supplies of diesel fuel has also driven up the cost. Truckers are now paying about 20 cents more per gallon for diesel than they did just 1 month ago. All the major airlines in Phoenix, meanwhile, say that their fuel supplies are at near normal levels and that no flights have had to be canceled. But some are concerned that if the shortage gets worse this summer, as some energy experts have predicted, they may begin to feel the pinch. Peter Van Sant, Cool News 10.
No one who follows the financial takeoffs and landings of America's airline industry can deny that deregulation has been a boon. Passenger numbers have been up by almost 1/3 since the Civil Aeronautics Board started the deregulation process. More and more people who've never flown before are taking to the skies. Fares, while still a complicated maze which you almost need a tour guide to go through, have dropped, and that naturally has contributed to the attractiveness of air travel. But all this is not to say that there is no blight on the rose of deregulation. There have been problems. And the Civil Aeronautics Board, which up till now has been completely regulatory in nature, is shifting to consumer protection and consumer advocacy. And the CAB wants to know if you, as an airline passenger, have had trouble. There are 6 CAB regional offices around the nation. The one which polices airline operations in our state is located in Los Angeles. And if you do have a complaint, there is no local office to complain to. Areas the CAB wants to hear about cover the spectrum: overbooking, bumping, lost or damaged baggage, trouble with tours or charters, hassles for the handicapped traveler, and trouble shipping pets. You name it. If it happens to you in flight or on the ground, the CAB wants to hear about it. Now, unless you think all this concern is born of complete altruism, you should know that without all those regulations to enforce, the Civil Aeronautics Board goes out of business in 1985, unless they find something else to do, and hence the sudden concern for the airborne consumer. If you do complain, the CAB has no power to adjudicate your complaint. That is, they can't force the airlines to give you the money you think you deserve or you think you're entitled to. But if you're looking for a sympathetic ear, consider the CAB. Tom Collier, Cool News 10. People who renew their automobile registrations in Maricopa County wonder about this 35-cent postage charge, especially since it costs 13 cents to mail the notice out the first time and 13 cents to mail the completed form back. That leaves 9 cents unaccounted for, or so people think. The Maricopa County Assessor's Office told us that 9 cents covers the cost of remailings when the documents are incomplete or inaccurate, and it covers the loss of postage when people renew in person. As it is, the assessor loses money at 35 cents a shot.
Remember when a dime used to be enough mad money to at least get you a ride home? Well, now Ma Bell wants 2 of them, but 2 dimes are a little inconvenient to carry, so most people generally have a quarter that they use at a payphone. But are you going to tip Ma Bell a nickel?
If you thought that's what you did when you used a quarter to make a phone call, not so.
We definitely mail out a lot of refunds to people who do put in a quarter. As a matter of fact, we mailed out 13,000 refunds last month alone. And we're glad to do it.
Who pays for the postage for something like that?
We pay for the postage. We just don't feel like we don't want the customer paying more for the service than the service should be, and so we go to the expense of, if they'll call us, dial operator, we'll send them the nickel back.
How do you send it back? Is it a nickel taped to a card or is it a check?
It is a nickel taped to a card.
One of the skills taught by the Maricopa County Skill Center is banking, so the Skill Center and the Arizona Bank teamed up to introduce the students to Simon, the bank's name for its 24-hour automated teller service. By the end of the year, Arizona Bank plans to double its automated teller network, and the mobile demonstration van offered the students the chance to acquaint themselves with the leading edge of bank technology. Most of these students will graduate and go on to jobs at the customer service level in the banking industry.
The obvious consumer viewpoint, we've got trainees that a lot of them have never handled a checking account before. They're learning here how to write checks, how it affects their daily lives. With this new equipment, it's giving them some idea of what they're going to have in the future. It comes closer to them. It does what they want it to do. The other viewpoint is, particularly in our training cluster, they're learning banking from the ground up. This is giving them the new electronic stuff that I can't necessarily teach them. It wasn't there when I was actively in a bank.
For the bank's part, it reports 5,000 transactions each month at the automated tellers it currently has in operation. This demonstration van is designed to spread the gospel of electronic banking.
We feel an obligation to the community to educate consumers on automated banking and the 24-hour teller machines. We have the largest automated teller network in the state, and therefore we feel it's to our benefit and the consumer's benefit that they know what we're doing, the direction we're heading, and what the banks are heading today, what direction they're heading, where banking is going.
Tom Collier, Cool News 10. If you try to shop for a room air conditioner these days, you have the fact that it's nearing the end of the season working for you, hence bargain prices. But the shelves are almost bare in most stores because of the people who've been buying them this summer.
As you shop for a room air conditioner, there are two things you should keep in mind. Both of them are combinations of letters, BTUs and EER. And that information is found on the tag attached to the air conditioner.
BTUs represents the cooling power of the air conditioner. The higher the BTUs, the more cooling power. EER is the energy efficiency rating. It was developed by the Federal Trade Commission to give shoppers an idea of how much energy a particular air conditioner might use.
Here's an example of what I mean. This is a 5,000 BTU air conditioner, which is smaller than the other one over there. But look, its EER is only 6. That means in terms of the amount of electricity it uses, this one is really less efficient than that other one. Of course, that's an unfair comparison. You'd need to find another 5,000 BTU air conditioner and compare it. If you found a higher EER than 6, that air conditioner would be more efficient than this one.
Also, as you shop, remember that room air conditioners dehumidify the air, hence their popularity during the monsoon season. In selecting a room air conditioner, sizing is important. Sizing means matching the cooling capacity of the unit to the area to be cooled.
Soft drinks have become a part of the American diet, in fact, part of the American way. Bombarded by advertising, we're told to join the Pepsi generation, drink the Uncola, and add a little life. The campaign has worked. National sales statistics support the concept of every American drinking one 12-ounce can of pop each day.
It seems more and more that the things we eat, drink, or breathe are coming under fire as potential health hazards. Now, it's soft drinks, and some nutritionists think they are the #1 cause of too much sugar in the American diet.
Studies by the Food and Drug Administration of additives like caffeine in colas and saccharin in diet drinks have prompted the National Soft Drink Association to speak out on behalf of its product.
We're not really saying that people need to consume soft drinks. What we're saying is that what people need is a well-balanced diet, a wide variety of foods, and that within that context, consuming soft drinks as refreshing products, if they like them, that they're perfectly safe.
But there are those who disagree, saying the only nutritional value in pop is water.
I really can't recommend soft drinks at all. We should rely more on the natural fruits and water than on artificial soft drinks. It has been reported by many physicians that children show the signs of caffeine withdrawal, that's irritability and nervousness, when they have been drinking several soft drinks a day, especially the cola soft drinks.
This is another myth. There is no scientific evidence whatsoever about addiction.
Annie adds all research so far indicates no reason to worry about cancer in drinking diet drinks.
Now, in addition, there have been a number of studies done looking at the association between cancer and the consumption of saccharin, actual human studies all over the world. None of those studies have showed any association in humans between cancer and the consumption of saccharin.
But whatever the viewpoint, it seems that most nutritionists agree soft drinks are okay as long as there's a balanced diet. And no matter what rumors or warnings circulate, people seem to be creatures of habit.
Everybody tells me they're no good for me, but I drink them anyway.
Susan Taylor, Cool News 10.
This looks a lot like the city dump, and it appears some Phoenix residents really believe it is. Actually, this is 67th Avenue, just south of Camelback. Just a few blocks away, this is 59th Avenue, between Indian School and Camelback. And these are only two of the many trash piles throughout the city.
As you look down this 4-block mess, you see palm fronds, grass clippings, trimmings from oleander trees. Someone tried to get rid of this mess by starting a fire. In fact, there are 3 or 4 fires started along this mess. And someone decided they didn't want a fir tree in their front yard, so they just cut it down and dumped it right here on 59th Avenue.
We'll start getting a little wind now, and the wind will be blowing this debris into the streets. And that gives us a big problem.
Traffic-wise?
Traffic-wise. The wind could blow it out in front of a vehicle and cause a good accident here.
So the question is, before that happens, why doesn't the city clean it up?
Well, we had a cutback on manpower because we were short on funds, and it's supposed to be going to a one-time a year pickup, and we're trying to make a sweep over the city just before we start this one-time pickup.
The mayor says this one-time pickup will save the city $2 million, but some residents are not so concerned about the savings.
Yes, it is a disgrace to the city of Phoenix.
You think it's the city's fault?
Sure it is.
Yes, the city's fault, definitely.
Sure it is.
The city is caught in the middle, trying to keep a balanced budget without a tax increase, yet trying to keep the city clean. The sanitation department says the fault really lies with the people. If they would use their alleys, here's one that's clean with trash stacked only 10 feet away, and cut this up to stash in the garbage, the problem could be solved.
I think we've almost got that one corrected at 35th Avenue. They've put a blacktop shoulder on, and they're not dumping as much as they used to.
But these will probably be here for a while. The sanitation department says it will be 2 to 3 weeks before it, being short 21 workmen, will be able to clean up this mess. Bud Foster, Cool News 10.